And for level 4, we call it fully automation in design domain. Here, virtual assistant can operate independently most of the time. Humans are available to help, but can work for other business units. Virtual assistant has the ability to handle questions in the domain, includes questions and tasks it has never been trained or designed to handle. And level 5 is actually reaches human level intelligence. That's something where people in AI really hope to work towards, and I don't see them happen in foreseeable the following years. So let me briefly talk about each level and what are the technology needed to go from one level to the next level. And why we have those levels? Because one is it's aligned with autonomous driving cars definition of 5 level of intelligence, and another thing is actually you need technical breakthrough in order to go from one level to the next level. For the first level, to serve as human agent assist, you just need standard classification and answer retrieval ability, find search engine and so on. And for level 2. Then you need to be able to handle multi-round conversation. And especially you need to handle the variation of natural language. When people say, I want to book a flight to San Francisco tomorrow, versus please find me a ticket to SFO on November 18th. That has the same meaning as a machine learning technique is needed in able to do intent prediction and slot filling to enable us to handle variation of human language. That's quite a lot of technology out there are capable of doing. And to go from level 2 to level 3, we need breakthroughs of handling variation of conversation flow. Here, a virtual assistant need to handle variation of the flow. To achieve that, techniques for handling mixed initiatives. When humans say, turn on the radio, that's user initiative. When bots say, what's your name, that's bot's initiative. Mixed initiative means the initiative is mixed between human and the bot. It also needs to handle mixed tasks, multiple tasks mixed together, and context switching and multiple intents expressed in one run. Those are needed in order to handle, build a level 3 AI. Right? A designer will never be able to design all the possible conversation flows. Here, instead of design conversation flow, designer usually will just provide the happy path or the business process. Variation of conversation flows are dynamically generated by the underlying AI technology based on the context. Okay. And when you go from level 3 to level 4, then your virtual assistant will be able to take complete control to handle each individual user's request for a company. That just really means it needs to handle unseen problems and tasks in the design domain for that particular company. And so how to handle tasks or problems you have never told the virtual assistant how to solve. Actually, human is very good at handling that, and technology are being developed to do those. For example, doing multi-step mathematical and logical reasoning and causal inference, and planning for certain tasks types based on the goals and outcomes desired, and figure out how to solve those non-tail problems that they have never seen before, but find the necessary knowledge themselves without training, and go to solve those problems based on the knowledge they found on the fly. So those are things needed in order to achieve level 4 virtual AI. And when you go to level 5 AI, there is it's a constant discussion in the research community how to achieve human intelligence. In general, it needs to handle unseen problems and tasks in open domain. That's what human is very capable of doing. And people might have different idea about how to get that done, but in general, the virtual assistant should have a model of external knowledge world and its own possible actions, try out various alternative actions, conclude which is the best, and then react to future situations before they arrive, and utilize knowledge of past events in dealing with present and future, and acquire knowledge and process comprehensive abstract information as needed. This is like what people are still working on, and there is no product out there. And if you look at the virtual assistant deployed, We think most of the virtual assistant on the market are either level 1 and level 3, and level 4 is the state-of-art. And we are also working on some of the level 4 technologies. So some of the properties of handling unknown problems and unseen problems are rolling out over the following years. Okay. In general, the state-of-art is level 3. To give you a better idea about the difference between level 2 and level 3, let me show you 2 demos. In the first demo, I'm going to show a level 2 virtual assistant in insurance domain. It can predict user intent and perform snort filling for some insurance tasks. Oh, sorry. And the bot is capable of slot filling, extracting, fitting some forms. However, the virtual assistant cannot handle if the conversation deviates from what's designed. That's level 2. It can handle variation of natural language, but not variation of conversation flow. And so level 3 virtual assistant will be much better. In this next demo, we show a level 3 virtual assistant can handle very dynamic conversation. It has no problem when user deviates from the original conversation design. And in this, actually, you can see when the bot asks about how many miles, the user doesn't answer and ask for discount information. And level 3 virtual assistant is able to handle this situation and switch context to provide the information. And in this turn, the bot in this turn, the user expressed 2 intents. That's yes, I want to enroll in auto payment. And the next intent is I want to use my credit card on the profile. Right? The virtual assistant is able to handle both intents one by one. And besides, here you can see the bot virtual assistant remembers that its original goal is to do insurance quote and goes back to continue that task. So this demo demonstrates a very dynamic conversation flow that's not original designed. It has no problem diverge from the original design and makes and finish multiple tasks simultaneously to solve the problems for the customer and understand and handle multiple intents and so on. So that's about virtual assistant ability model. This is level 3. That's what's out the state of art on the market. And then some of the level 4 features are also coming. Let's talk about the second part of safe automation. Virtual assistant have 2 major contributions to a company. One is provide information to people, another is to get action and get things done directly. By taking actions, virtual assistant actually empowers human-centered automation so that the company can use virtual assistant to serve the customers or employees in their own terms using natural language. And if you look at human workers, you can see human workers have a smart brain. That's the number 1. And then the human worker has a body to take actions. And the automation part is the body of the digital worker. Digital worker has the virtual body to take actions so it can automate tasks and the business process. And this can be achieved by combining conversation AI with API calls and robot process automation. And the virtual assistant can log into any application, connect to system API call, read or write to database, fill forms, play video, extract information from documents, files, copy paste data, open reply email, making calculation, and do all kinds of things to achieve the goal. So that's the automation part. And the third part is fast. The third part, virtual assistant should be a fast learner. As we mentioned, company doesn't want to train an employee for months or years before it can be productive. For deploying virtual assistant, we also hope to do it quickly. When people think about machine learning or deep learning based on virtual assistant, they usually think it requires a lot of efforts and training data. However, now virtual assistant can be deployed with less training data and time than ever before. There are various reasons. One is from the technology part. There are major breakthroughs in natural language understanding, especially pre-trained language models, very powerful pre-trained language models. And those pre-trained models have clear representation about phrases. Besides, if you open the black box of deep neural network, look at the attention heads in the neural network, you can see the network actually captures the linguistic information normally represented in dependency passing tree. And the evidence, one of the very powerful ability of human is the ability to compose different subcomponents. Such kind of language compositional ability is also being captured by some of the neural networks. And besides, virtual assistant can also tap into enterprise knowledge base for curated contents that's already existed before the project starts. For example, there are unstructured and semi-structured documents in the intranet of the company. There are also structured data, such as the database inside the company, and also human-human conversation transcripts. Based on those things, we can really launch AI virtual assistant quickly. If you look at the virtual assistant, the project, consider a virtual assistant project, we usually need to identify use cases, train model, gather knowledge, automate workflow, design, and iterate. And actually in Rul.ai, we fully utilize those advantages to make virtual assistant faster. We have AI Discover Accelerator to analyze contact center human-human conversation transcript to automatically identify use cases, automatically generate conversation flows, and automatically identify user intents and training data from human-human transcripts. And we also have AI Knowledge Accelerator to automatically read and understand company's existing enterprise knowledge, such as the website of the company, the PDF files inside the company. The virtual assistant can use those knowledge and in there while answering questions and get things done. We also have AI task accelerators to automatically analyze company websites to get company's business process and automatically generate multi-round conversation flows to serve multi-round conversations. And we also have pre-built intents to help speed up the process and pre-built flows for certain domain. And we have a no-code design studio to further make it easy to customize the bot. And after the bots were launched, AI recommendation engine will also help quickly optimize the bot. And those are the things to accelerate time to value. To give you an example, this is what we have done with a fast learner, pre-sales shopping assistant that can be launched within a week from the project start to the virtual assistant production live launch. And this virtual assistant can support 5 types of core use cases. For example, that includes common tasks and questions like finding nearby store, get promotion, helping with orders, and so on. And it can provide a guided product selection to fill, like collect the data slots, find products fitting users' selection criteria. It can also collect customer feedback, and it even have the ability to integrate Rul.ai's own product recommendation engine and also customers' existing recommendation results into the bot, then recommending among selected products or recommending related products or do cross-category recommendations. And the virtual assistant can also do question answering about products, particular products based on information from the web, from the PDF files, or from the product database, which has quite a lot of information about products. So some of those tasks are considered challenging and core use cases important for shopping sales, shopping virtual assistant. Based on the fast learner technologies, we are able to start the project then launch a bot within a week. And a company can only need to fill a Google form in order to initialize the bot. With this fast learner, there is no much risk of trying and deploying an initial standard AI shopping assistant to prove return on investment or KPI, because you just do it, spend a week and get it done. After this, spend a week, after prove ROI and confidence about the technology, then you can expand. The project owner can expand with additional use cases, move forward with integration and further customization, which requires probably bigger budget, time, or efforts and planning. So the pilot should be able, production line pilot should be able to be done quickly and without risk. And also, I also mentioned local design studio. This is a drag and drop no-code design studio to let project designer to customize and provide additional information about business process and rules for the virtual assistant. And of course, building a successful virtual assistant involves much more than simply building the rules, because no one can enumerate all those variations in the conversation flow using rules. This must be combined with level 3 AI intelligence at the backend to handle the variation of natural language and variation of conversation flow. That means the chatbot designer will just design the workflow instead of conversation flow, and the underlying AI technology will automatically generate a conversation based on context and its knowledge about the workflow. Designer doesn't need to worry about AI; they just worry about what need to be customized for the company. And let's talk about the last component of SAFE, extensible. You should all of us should expect a reasonable out-of-box conversation virtual assistant or solution provided by technical vendors will probably only cover 70 to 90% features and functions matching enterprise need or ambition. And an extensible solution need to be customized by the company to fill the gap. Let me use Rul.ai's conversation solution reference architecture illustrate what we mean by extensible. Here is the architecture. In the middle, we have the conversation AI engine with AI knowledge, and that includes structured, unstructured, and semi-structured data and workflows, and also analytics engine to understand the bot's performance. And on the left, we have omni-channel engagement center. With it, the virtual assistant can support omni-channels integrated seamlessly with voice, text-based customer touchpoints. And virtual assistant can maintain state across customer journey as a customer switches between those channels. And on this side, the virtual assistant extends to external systems. It can extend the virtual assistant to the web and other data repository like the product database and the PDF files and so on. And it can also extend to contact center, engagement system, or service desks, so that the virtual assistant can work together with human agents. It can also extends to other bots, the first-party or third-party bots. It can also extend to other enterprise systems through API calls or RPA adapters. So to summarize, we recommend safe method for developing AI workers. It need to be smart, at least level 3 AI ability to handle variations of natural language and the variation of conversation flow. And it should be able to automate workflow and get tasks done with building RPA engine or API integration. And it should be able to learn quickly and adaptively, automatically identify use cases, generate training data, acquire knowledge, automate workflow, and identify gaps and issues and fill those gaps. And it should also support omni-channel, integrate seamlessly with voice text-based customer touch points and systems. So what can safe method give us? We have built virtual assistant for different verticals for sales, marketing, HR, and customer service. In those projects, we have observed safe method empower us to automate bot resolution rate higher than 70%, in some cases even 90%. Customer satisfaction can be higher than 80%. Sometimes we get even 90%. And for when we deploy some of the shopping assistant, we get assisted sales increase by 2 times. And the deployment is in weeks or days instead of months or years. So if you want to remember one thing from this talk, I hope you can remember the word safe, which stands for the 4 major components you may want to keep in mind when do the virtual assistant project. And if you need any help or additional information, feel free to contact me. Or you can go to Rul.ai's landing page to talk with our bot to get a free developer account, or get access. We have some training and material, free training in our Rul.ai Institute in case you want additional information and hands-on experience of building your smart bot. Thank you.
Awesome.